Hi there, beautiful empaths. I've been asked a question many times by many different empaths, and one that I struggled to find the answer myself, which is being an empath a blessing, a gift, or is it a curse? And for many years of my life, um, I would have always thought of it as a curse. I felt like it was unmanageable, that it was causing me great fatigue all the time. It would cause me a lot of physical illness, chronic illness, chronic pain, self isolation, withdrawal, shutting down, dorsal shutdowns. But yeah, it was really something that I found extremely difficult, and I would have absolutely said that being an empath was a curse. But I've been on a journey, and that journey has involved learning how to manage this gift of being an empath. So, one of the things that really stood out for me in learning about this gift was the fact that as an empath, I used to absorb energy. I would absorb negativity, I would absorb people's emotions, their feelings, and I would absorb it all the way into my body. And then I wouldn't release it because I didn't really understand or know how. So I began to learn that number one, I didn't have to absorb it into my body. So I give an example of when I would go to a funeral, I would absorb all of the grief from the funeral, from all of the people into my body. And very, very frequently after a funeral, I would then need to take, a week in bed to recover. And one day it occurred to me of like, well, what happens if I actually radiate it out instead of absorbing in? If I radiate out love and healing and peace and serenity and calm to all the people at the funeral, what an absolute game changer. Not only was I able to attend the funeral, I also went to the wake and had been there for hours, and then by the time I came home I still felt okay. I didn't collapse completely into bed. I didn't collapse into illness and have to recover. So that was a huge huge learning in my own journey about not absorbing. I could still feel it. I could still feel all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the grief, but I didn't absorb it into my field and into my body. I radiated out a counteractive energy to help heal the people that were experiencing this. And so once I started to realize that, yeah, I can feel people. I can feel what they're feeling. I know what the truth is. I know when someone's telling me a lie. I know when things are not quite right. Then I started to see it as a superpower, to see it as a way that, well, I have like almost like an extra sense. You've got your five senses. I've got this extra sense that gives me information, that provides me with knowledge and allows me to assess situations. And not everybody else has that. So they can fall for things that people are saying or don't understand that someone may be saying one thing, but their energy is telling a completely different story. So I started to see it as a gift, and I got into a state of gratitude about it. And I read more into it, I delved more into it, and I sort of did experiments about, okay, well, if I do this, how do I end up feeling? If I do that, how does that work? And so I had to develop a few different routines, such as clearing my energy on a very regular basis. And so I use a number of different techniques for that. I have sage sticks, I have incense, I use a whole bunch of different crystals when I'm around people and I'm talking with people or doing healings with people. And I also use grounding. I have a grounding mat that I sleep on in my bed. I have regular salt baths to clear my energy. I'm fortunate enough to live fairly close to the ocean, so I will jump into the ocean to help clean or cleanse my energy field. I stand barefoot on the ground a lot, almost every day. And even just if I'm in the house, I go around barefoot as much as I can. and I connect with nature. So even if I'm not being, if I'm not barefoot, I will still go out and connect with nature, my hands on a tree, or if I'm not out, even pot plants around the house, connect with them, talk to them, feel them, put my hands in the dirt. These are all things that help. I use imagination in terms of cleansing, showers of light, rinsing over my body. I ask for anything that is not of the light, or any kind of energy that is being transmuted through me or through my auric field, to return to the light, return to source. So I do all of these techniques, and I tell you, absolutely change things. I've struggled with chronic illness for a long time, but very much so for the last sort of preceding 10 years. And it's only in the last year or two that I've really fastidiously implemented these techniques and these ways of managing my own energy. I say no. Oh my God, I never thought I would be able to say no before. I actually had to have someone help me to learn how to say no, to teach me, to coach me, to heal parts of me that were unable to say no. And I suspect if you're an empath that you probably also have had struggles with saying no or setting boundaries. And if you do, that people don't like the fact that you do so. So, yeah, I understand. I understand the journey can be quite difficult. So, if you are an empath and you're looking for tips on how to navigate and manage your energy, I just suggest that you subscribe to the channel below, and I'll be putting up regular videos about how to manage your energy and how to navigate and indeed thrive in this world as an empath. Many blessings. Take care.